Support comes in all shapes and sizes. On the terraces, on the bench. You see, Sevens rugby is more than just the 7 on the field. It's the support on the sidelines. It's the 40,000 in the stands. Yes, back in March 2020, Vancouver's BC Place was at capacity for what would, in time, turn out to be the final event of the season, and the second in little over a week. Having come straight from Los Angeles, the 16 men's teams in attendance were going back-to-back, and depth would be tested in Vancouver. Little did we know what was to come. Little did we know how much we'd miss these scenes. Little did we know that the series winners would be decided in Canada on this weekend. This, for the last time this season, is life on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. The season began in Glendale, took in stops in Dubai, Cape Town, Hamilton, Sydney, Los Angeles, and would now conclude in Vancouver. Back in March, teams did not know this would be the last event of the season. Tournaments in Singapore, Hong Kong, Langford, London and Paris were expected to follow, but all would, in time, be cancelled. Back then, teams did not know the series standings were just one event away from being finalised. Going into Vancouver, New Zealand enjoyed a slender 4-point advantage over South Africa, and the Blitzboks were the in-form team. In Los Angeles, South Africa overcame a 19-point deficit to defeat Fiji in the final in golden extra time.
Good work across the line. They've done it. The miracle comeback is complete. Oh, mama.
But South Africa weren't the only team making headlines in LA. In Carlin Isles and Perry Baker, the USA had 2 history makers as the pair each surpassed 200 series tries in consecutive games. And now, they bring that partnership to Vancouver.
Well. Hey, this is what we have here. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the room. Here we are. The man himself, Speed Stick, Perry Baker. You know. As you can see, he the messy one.
Nah, Carlin a cool roommate, man. He cool to have around as a roommate, man. I know how he gets down. He understands me. We both gotta understand each other. But he just snore from time to time.
My bad.
My bad.
My bad. Yeah, man, we have a good time in here, man. Good time. So, been rooming for a while, man. Since 2015?
Yep, facts.
15.
Yep.
So, you know, it'd suck if he wasn't a good roommate, or if I wasn't a good roommate. I'd probably be about to hit. Switch! But yeah, man, we have a good time, man. We fit together well.
Peace.
Bye.
Team chemistry is an essential ingredient to life on tour. The players room together, eat together, unwind together. Coming off of the tournament in LA as they are, rest and recuperation is just as much a part of the team's preparations this week as any time spent on the training pitches. And Vancouver certainly has plenty to offer for those looking to take in the local scenery.
Are you enjoying your day off in Vancouver?
Yes, it's pretty nice, Vancouver. We came here to see all the forest. It's pretty nice mountains, pretty nice trees. So we are enjoying very.
I personally love Vancouver. It's a beautiful part of the world. Every year I've been there, we've actually trained in the snow outdoors. So it's cold. It's a sellout. The stadium every year is a sellout. So the atmosphere is just crazy. It's unreal, and it's an indoor stadium, so it makes it 3 times louder than what any other stadium is.
For some, it was their first time in Vancouver.
Looking forward to playing here at some stadium. This is our first time here, and looking forward to a quick game on the Astro. I'm the Nugget. How you doing?
Ireland's Terry Kennedy has been a force on the tour this year, and with 3 other veteran players make up the core of the side.
We've been donned as the originals, so there's 4 of us here who have been part of the program since day 1. We set up back in 2015. Right here behind me we have Foster Horn, a great Wexford man. Foster, one of the originals. Say hello.
Hello, hello. That's the crack.
Then we've got Terry Kennedy. What's cracking, Terry?
That's it.
I'm just blowing.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Little man.
All right.
We've got Mark Roach, and then we also have to talk about Ian Fitz, who's back home doing some rehab. We wish he was out here, but that's just how it goes.
In under 5 years, those originals have seen the Irish Sevens team go from the fringes of the game to their current status as fully fledged members. No one appreciates their place on the tour more.
Lekker.
That's the crew. It's the crew. It's the crew. We're rooming together, actually.
How are you?
Yeah. I make the coffees every morning, actually. Hand ground coffee every single morning.
He works hard as a
AeroPress, ready to go. That's why he's so quick.
Established now, the originals still remember where they came from.
So first cap ever was in Bosnia. Who were we playing? We were playing Denmark.
Denmark, Malta, Estonia.
Yeah, I think we beat Malta 80-0.
Yeah.
So catch, score, catch, score, catch, score. There's been good memories all the way through as well from a few of the originals. Like, yeah, Roachy slotting the kick in London.
Can Mark Roach kick Ireland into the history books? He can! What a marvellous kick in the pressure from Mark Roach.
World Cup for me from Terry's like stepping the Chilean guy, he fell over. You know, but like we needed a win. We went 90 meters to score a try and to get through because it was just the knockout. Like something like that may seem small at the time, but it's absolutely massive.
Obviously Hong Kong, the main one.
Yeah, Hong Kong's the main one, I know. Yeah.
This boy crying after.
Yeah.
Ireland have made history.
Me, it was very weird. Like the whole like winning Hong Kong. You know, you're working so hard to get to the World Series, and then like after that you get on the World Series and it's kind of like, what's next?
Next were top 8 finishes in Cape Town, Sydney and Los Angeles, and along the way the Irish unearthed one of the game's newest superstars.
Good looking venue, isn't it? Yeah, it's just not as good looking as me though. No, I joke. It's better looking.
No one from any nation has scored more tries this season than Jordan Conroy. Makes you wonder where he came from.
It's a good question.
You guys, isn't it?
Well, Anthony Edney had asked me, and Roach, you were there as well, had we, do we know any fast guys in Ireland that are playing any rugby? And I knew Jordan from playing some sevens tournaments just around Ireland, and yeah, I was like, I know a guy, but he's fairly raw, to be honest with you. He's got a lot to learn. So Anthony took Jordan on board, and pretty much from there he's been doing what he's been doing since day 1 all the way along. Like, you know, just the speed of him is.
It took a few months to get really into it, but yeah, he always had that raw speed, and once he kind of got his catch and pass a bit better than it was at the start, yeah, he's been brilliant for us.
Yeah, couldn't catch gold when he came
in. Ireland keen to do well on their first appearance in Vancouver. They have appeared on the tour in previous seasons, of course, as an invitational team. Each tournament features one, and in Vancouver, it's Japan. Valuable experience for the Olympic hosts ahead of next summer. As for this week's hosts, Canada took the opportunity to deflect some of the spotlight from them onto a cause close to their hearts. A cause they've championed for a couple of seasons now.
Basically, we've partnered with Grosvenor House and Ronald McDonald House through Canada Sevens, and we've started the Boots to Kick Cancer initiatives. So basically, 9 guys this weekend will be wearing cleats designed by kids at the Ronald McDonald House, and they're specialized for each person. So each person will have a certain thing on there, and then after the tournament, we'll auction the cleats off, and all the proceeds will go to the Ronald McDonald House. Hazeley's a little girl from Mission, BC. She's suffering from leukemia. She was diagnosed last year. You know, these kids go through something every day. For them is harder than a year for me. And Ronald McDonald as an organization, they raise so much money and do such great things. And to help them out, even if it's a little or a lot, we had the opportunity and we took it.
It was something that we wanted to support and something that, you know, I thought it was a great initiative from Jake, and the boots turned out fantastic. What a great guy, extremely passionate about the game. Obviously, his mom and dad both played rugby for Canada. I actually played with Jake's dad back in the day, which kind of says how young he is and how old I am. Ta-da! Definitely a character, definitely a bit of a goofball. I think he would be a bit of a class clown on our team.
They did a really good job. It was hard finding some sizes. Size 15s are not easy to find. Who has size 15 shoes? That's just the worst.
She said you still haven't cleaned your room.
Classic prank by Dad. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha.
Jake is a big time character. I don't know where he gets it from, but he does know how to turn it on and off. He's my son, one of 3 that I have in the rugby game right at the moment. And Jacob is in love with the Sevens game, as am I. But I think he's fared himself quite well on a pretty hard circuit. The Sevens circuit is definitely, it's exciting. A lot of people here in Canada, we get 80,000 people per every year that it's been on. We get a great attendance here. And I know for a lot of the fellas that are on this Canadian team here, to be able to be in this arena where a good majority of them grew up locally around, and see that crowd environment, that adoration, and that whole weekend exploding pretty much for them and their performance is something that I know Jake would cherish and already has been fortunate. Graced the field here a couple times, but it's definitely a very proud moment for me as a father to watch my sons out there and represent Canada, especially in our hometown.
It's a home from home for Canada when the tour comes to Vancouver, albeit not quite home. After Los Angeles last week, that's somewhere none of these teams have seen for getting on for 2 weeks. But it's a life they're all used to.
Yeah, tour's good though. Tour's good. It's just like high school, you know. You're kind of on the bus with all your buddies.
That's a good.
Everyone's cracking jokes, and yeah, I mean, if you've ever been on any sort of team, you kind of get that vibe. But now you're just doing it with 20 to 30-year-old men that you're just hanging out with, shooting the stuff with.
The stuff. Yeah, tour life is awesome though, Phil. It is a good time.
It's good. It's good. Pampered.
Yeah. Pampered life. It's hard though. Hard work. It is hard work. We work hard. We should make sure to mention that. Oh, we're on, boys.
When the Canadian team arrived for practice, the shoes were waiting for them. Every one of them adorned with drawings from children at Ronald McDonald House.
Good looking guys.
The idea to get the children to design each shoe individually came from one of the players, Abbotsford's Jake Teal.
Well,
it's a special thing thinking about, we put it on this these kids are so inspirational.
Professional artist Diego Zaniga.
Better than I could have ever imagined.
What if I don't show up?
And they turned up with stuff I couldn't even imagine. We couldn't even imagine. Buy them for me. I wouldn't be against that. But, it doesn't matter. I'll give away anything to raise money for them.
That's tough.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Tough.
Oh,
but it's not about me.
It's about the kids, Phil.
See it.
Oh
man. Pardon my language.
It's okay.
It's a tough go. Why did I wait to see that?
Oh, it was good. Yep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Dinner?
Game day. And Canada opened with a tough one against France. But with the capacity crowd behind them, Canada ran rampant in the first half, notching 4 tries and a 26-zip halftime lead.
We need composure, but you keep using that energy. You know what I mean? It's calculated composure. Keep that up.
Yeah, that's. I think composure is something we talk about a lot, especially at home. At home tournaments, it's easy kind of just to lose yourself in the game and let the adrenaline take over, and you just kind of want to play smart. You don't want to do something stupid.
Connor Braid added a 5th try in the second half to deny the French comeback. The home team's campaign was up and running. But in game 2, they would face Fiji.
I think going into the game, we felt like we could beat them if we played as well as we did in the previous game. The mindset was always to try to win that game and put on a show for the Canadian fans who are out there, cheering us on.
Damien Murphy has us underway. It's Bulabanaka to you in Fiji. Ball comes to Kay. He collects Kay. It's a bit of open space. Pat Kay turns it back on the inside. Canada running through. Wild Neil Sorter! That start has every single person on their feet. Sorter, you are mental.
It wasn't a pretty one necessarily. We didn't dominate possession, but I thought the boys just fought so hard defensively, and just the effort from the guys, you could just feel it. It was kind of swinging back and forth, and then I remember at the end of the game, I think Foley went up for a kickoff. It went between Darren Alangi's legs, which never happens, and it just popped right into Douglas's hands, and he scored in the corner. He was jumping in the crowd with the Sasquatches, and just the energy in the crowd. It was amazing, and after that, we just kind of wanted to finish strong and top our pool here at home.
Where the Hopes going pool now?
Oh, we just got one more big one left against Wales, so just focused on that now and hopefully get that done. So cheers.
Play 2, 1-2. And if you can beat Fiji, well, the sky's the limit.
We're in a great position heading into the last game of the day. The boys put it all together on the field, and feel pretty positive we're going to take it all.
In their last game of the day, Canada stuck 5 more past Wales to top the pool and only further fuel the talk of winning only their 2nd ever series title.
This is the best rugby I've maybe ever seen them play. It's absolutely fantastic. They're loving it, the energy. They're playing high pace, and the skills are top level right now.
Every year that we've come, it's grown, and it's a massive event for Vancouver, not just the sports scene, but the city itself. And every year, people just get sold on rugby when they come here because it's such a great event.
Canada had booked their place in the quarter-final, where they were due to play the runners-up from Pool C, Ireland's pool. And in the opening fixture, they faced Spain. Tries from Jordan Conroy, Terry Kennedy, and fellow original Foster Horan had them up 26-21 as time expired. But Spain have made something of a habit of upsetting the form book this season.
Over a minute into extra time, Huda time, the reverse, late drop, he's under the poles. What a run, Sans Chapanga ties it up with the easiest conversion to come.
Oh, the upset kings are back.
Pool C also featured New Zealand. 4 points clear of South Africa at the top of the table, the destiny of the series title was in their hands, even if perhaps they didn't quite realise it at the time. New Zealand won all 3 pool games against Kenya, Spain and Ireland. To unseat New Zealand from top spot in the table, South Africa just had to keep winning. Against the USA in the first quarter-final, they did exactly that.
Beautiful ball to Angelo Davids on the outside. He goes in, he goes out, and he goes away. Angelo Davids has scored 2 sparkling tries in the second half for South Africa.
New Zealand, however, had other ideas. Against Fiji, they went toe-to-toe with the series title holders and came out on top.
Tim Mickelson says thank you very much.
The All Black Sevens were headed to the semis. Early tries can go a long way to securing victory in Sevens rugby, and in Canada, Australia's Lockie Anderson was making a habit of scoring them.
And on the late cut comes Lockie Anderson.
It's all about being in the right place at the right time.
I often cop a bit from the boys that I'm a bit of a seagull on the wing. I'm just in the right place at the right time just to put the ball down half the time.
Anderson recorded 7 tries in Vancouver. All of them scored in the first half of their games, and Australia were headed for a semi-final clash against the hosts.
Playing in that stadium in front of that crowd definitely lifts us up, and it's loud, it's electric, and yeah, I mean, I just got goosebumps thinking about it right now.
Canada at home, sellout crowd. These are the kind of games that you live for, and that's what you kind of dream to do as a little bloke. You know, put yourselves in these moments where you're versing the home team, and you know all odds are against you, and whether you're the underdog or not, you know we love as a country fighting, and we love those moments. So it's one of the best games we played.
And if Australia didn't already know it, Canada would be no pushovers.
And now the looping pass back in field to his good buddy, Harry Jones. He says, I gotcha, Canada are up by 5.
Obviously, he's there with his hands up, screaming for the ball. I could hear him louder than the crowd. No, I'm just kidding. But I did see him there with his hands up because me and him have talked about situations like that before, and if we can take an easier conversion, then that's something we're all kind of on board with. So, the supporters all know Harry. A huge fan favorite, and so I think half the crowd are Joneses. The whole bloody stadium is a relative of the guy.
Canada had started well, but Australia scored the next 3.
Over the top for Anderson. In behind here for Hutchison. Isaac Hay has to spin and chase. Hutchison with the pickup. Hutchison with the try. And again, Holland sending it really high here. And it's going to fall for Miller. Miller with the pace to help set up a comfortable lead here for Australia.
Australia up by 12. Fullerfowl reduced the deficit to 7, and Canada had possession as time expired.
Deafening here at BC Place. Hirayama to Hammond. They ignite Souter, who holds his feet well. Souter across the punt. Souter, an inch away. Souter, has he got it down? This is huge.
I was actually on the far edge. I think I was 1 or 2 in from the wing on the opposite side, so I didn't have a clear view on whether he grounded it or not.
I think initially I thought it was a try, and then I saw the review, the first angle. I'm like, oh geez, that could be a try. And then I saw the second one, and it looked like just short of the line. We were all hoping that the TMO, saw like a blade of grass, touch, or a blade of turf touch by the ball, but it just wasn't the case.
You tell me the player is short of the line, he then knocks the ball forward, so there's no try and it's full time. So the player is short of the line, moves it forward.
Game over.
The heart was pumping. I think that last play with the TMO, I thought the home crowd advantage was going to sway a decision. Look, Canada, I thought they've had an amazing tournament, and we had to beat our best to beat them. So I know it's tough losing at your home stadium, but if anyone's going to do it, I'm glad it was us.
It was a tough act to follow, but such was the curious nature of the 2020 season that the series title was effectively decided in the other semi-final, and no one even knew. When New Zealand beat South Africa 27-15, it assured that South Africa would not be overhauling the All Blacks series points advantage in Vancouver. And we had our series champions. We just had to wait a few weeks for it to be confirmed. No one realised the significance of the victory, nor of the try scored in the very last moments of the match. Against New Zealand, Cecil Africa scored his 179th and last try of his Sevens career.
We actually just got the official message a few days ago that he's retiring. I remember coming in 4 years ago as a youngster, and he was my role model. But I think what he did for South African Sevens, not only on the field but off the pitch as well, sort of ahead of his time, pioneer type of player.
And so we watched New Zealand, the champions, play and win in their last game of the season against Australia in the final. One of rugby's greatest rivalries didn't disappoint in a nail-biter. The All Blacks Sevens winning 17-14. New Zealand then win the series title. South Africa finished second. And after a slow start, Fiji ran out of time and opportunities to finish better than third. In their first season as a core team, the Irish finished 10th in the series standings, but no one scored more tries than Jordan Conroy in the 2020 season. Top try scorer for the women was New Zealand's Stacey Flula, as the Black Fern Sevens ran away with the women's title. As for Canada, they finished on a high, winning the bronze medal against South Africa. The season cut short, but a grand finale all the same, and the World Rugby Sevens series will be back.